Hey GamesRadar, it's Charlie Barrett. We're taking a look at the new Xbox Live dashboard update. You guys are going to get it on Tuesday, December 6th. We have it right now, so we want to give you a sneak peek. Who's here with me?
Hi, it's Lorenzo Valoria.
And it's Sterling McGarvey.
Okay, so as you can see, it looks pretty different. The first thing that I noticed when I saw this was how big the promos and advertisements are.
Yeah,
Now,
we
have this American Horror Story thing here taking up almost the entire middle of the screen. And these things over here, also advertisements and promos. This thing cycles. I mean, it's going to show you stuff that you might be interested in, but the things you actually care about, like getting to the game, are now over tucked to here on the side. It's not too bad. I mean, when you go to all the other ones, it's always there on the left-hand side, but it's definitely not as prominent as the advertising and promos now. Here is where you now go to play the game. You got Skyrim right in there right now. Before, here's a difference from before. When you hit the Y button before, you got a big splash screen of the game. Now you hit X, and it goes to more of a game summary page. Not quite as pretty.
I like the whole theme in the background whenever it used to do it.
Yeah, I really kind of was always like, ooh, I wonder what art they use. Now it's like, oh, they want me to buy more stuff. But it's still, it's streamlined. It's easy to get around.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's not as pretty.
Yeah. Another new thing here, and this I really like, is the quick play. So when you hit this, it goes to whatever the last few things you were playing or looking at. So you got instant access to Netflix if you're doing that all the time. Here's the last few games that we played on this 360 and this tag, and that's just right there when you first sign in.
Oh wow!
Going over to the social tab, and by the way, I'm doing this with the left and right bumper, but I can also just use the analog stick. So here's the new friends page. You can see 4 guys at once, and that's it, unless you click again to go into here. And then you get all of them. But back here, it's kind of the box that's a lot smaller. It's a little hard to see what everybody's playing. But I do like how they have the little 9 achievement icons there with the last 9 achievements.
Yeah, it is a nice touch.
And if you do have one of those premium themes, it will show up. All those extra graphics behind each character will show up.
That's right.
As well. So
yeah, speaking of that, here's where you now go to change theme. And all the themes that you had before, according to Microsoft, will be the same. So if I switch it over to that, still pretty familiar. And it takes a little bit to load, but there, you see still have the skateboarding ramp and all those random kind of corporate ideas of what a nighttime extreme lifestyle is like. I'm going to change it back to the regular one so that it's a little more cleaner this way. Customized avatar, as far as I can tell when I looked at it, it's the same as it was before. Here's a nice little achievement box. This looks pretty different. I like these big numbers. Looks a bit more video gamey than it did before.
No pressure on your gamer score there.
Well, this is let's just clarify. This is GamesRadar's gamer score. Not always used as often as our personal tags. Sorry if you guys are looking for all of our personal tags. You're not going to see them today, unless you look really carefully. I think you actually might see somebody's.
And notice how it's interesting how they now have really played up your potential for your gamer score versus what you actually.
That is true. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's a giant. That's a giant number there.
Definitely not achievement horse.
And it's also making a big deal about the fact that when you get all the achievements in a game, and that's a big 0 completed right there. But when I looked on my own tag, there was kind of like, all the icons were down there at the bottom. It looked pretty. It looked nice.
Yeah, I remember they did with the last one. You have a little icon for every game that you've thousanded, I guess is the proper.
I think all the little icons for each individual achievement are a little bit bigger this time too. So
yeah, now they stand out on this background. So going into the actual friends list, you'll notice before in the current dashboard that you have right now, unless you're watching this after it's already been updated, it kind of just the friends just stretch on into infinity. Now you only see 4.5 at a time, and then it kind of just moves all the way over.
And then there's the sheep.
I like these sheep though. That's kind of nice. So that
nice
Fallout
touch.
guy's looking really creepy. So let's pick somebody at random. Follow all these people on Xbox if you see their gamer tags. So you can see there's his motto, kind of in a different dialogue box than before. All this stuff brings up the same menu, which I should say right now, this thing, same as before. So if you use that a lot, you'll be happy. I know that would be very controversial if they lost that.
I kind of swear by it, honestly.
Yeah. So that will come up with all of these. But I do like how the compare games thing here is a little bit more obvious, a little bit more prominent, a little bit more colorful. Because I know I do that a lot. That's one of the only reasons to get achievements, is so that you can compare yours to other people's. And then you can see your friends' friends through that. But it brings up just the same old window as before. So, parties, pretty much the same as before. Add friends, same as before, but this is new, the beacons and activity. So when you go in here, and I really like this part, you can see not just what people are playing at the time, you can see here's what I've played on this tag most recently. And you can see not only who's playing it online right now, so 5 people are playing Skyrim online right now, but 19 have recently played it, and then you can go in and see how long ago all your friends are playing the game that you're playing right now. So I can see that this person just played it 25 minutes ago as opposed to yesterday, 5 days ago.
And all of these beacons are supposed to be linkable to your Facebook accounts they were mentioning.
Yep.
So
here's your friends activity. Right over here is what you're talking about, Lorenzo.
Yeah, so if you wanted to set a beacon, you could... the beacon would then go to Facebook, and it would post on your Facebook wall, and then your friends would be able to see it from there, and you could say things like, I want to play Call of Duty Black Ops today, or I feel like, or I want to play this game.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
nice.
Your friends will know from Facebook that you want to play that game, and you could
so you
customize
can
the beacon.
You can kind of schedule a game, like you're saying, 8 o'clock tonight, Pacific, be there.
Yeah, so if you had like a Call of Duty Black Ops clan or something like that, you could be like, hey guys, we're going to meet up and we're going to play tonight, or, set a schedule. And it's kind of an incentive to link your Xbox gamer tag to your Facebook pages a little bit more than before. So. But it could be something useful that more hardcore gamers would want to use.
Here's the part where you put it on Facebook. You can add another message. I'm not going to do that because we don't have a Facebook account signed up for GamesRadar team, but now I've got 2 beacons that I want to play both of these games. And then when I go back out here to my profile, it shows up like that.
Wow.
So people can see that as they're scrolling through their friends. Oh, that person wants to play that game.
So theoretically, for setting up game nights, this would be like amazing.
Yeah. The one thing I kind of wish it had, this is great for like setting up like, hey, I want to play this multiplayer game with you guys tonight. But I wish that for single player games like Skyrim, that you could change it saying I want to play this tonight to just like I am playing this, and that would kind of replace Get Glue. You can just go on here and say I am playing Skyrim and put that up on Facebook and Twitter, but instead it always has the message I want to play this. So maybe they'll change that in the future. So here's a tab you'll probably never go to, but there they are, Facebook, Twitter, and Video Connect. And then here's a button that makes it easier to sign in and out of your various profiles. I'll stay with GamesRadar though. So then the video, you can see the promos and ads are still pretty prominent, and the stuff over on the left. Games, here's what your game library looks like right now.
Oh, so it's a lot more prominent than it was before.
Yeah, it stands out a lot.
Yeah, I know before it was just, the smaller icons. It's nice. It's a really nice
Game Marketplace. This looks a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
As does this new monthly section. And then here, they have it by genre and A to Z as they had before. This is a useful tab, which is really hidden. I'm not sure why they have it. It looks like an advertisement to me over here, but it actually goes to something useful. This green hoodie jumping girl goes to arcade, games on demand, indie games, and Xbox originals. I know a lot of people have complained how deep it is, how many buttons you have to go through.
Yeah, you have to swim through a lot of interfaces to get to what you want.
Yeah, especially to get to indie games, which Microsoft is championing, and then they make it so hard to find. So I'm not sure if it's less clicks and button presses to get here, but it is quite a nice, big, prominent picture next to the Xbox originals.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that it's just in one divided place. It makes it a lot easier to find, because that's been a big deterrent for me with playing for seeking out indie games. It's I forget where it was in the menu trying to dive into stuff.
It's real difficult to browse, and you end up just like digging through anything else that you're not looking for.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that, but yeah, I should have played more of the XBL indie games.
So backing out that music, I don't know how much you guys use your Xboxes for music. I don't. But
I love it for Last FM.
Oh yeah, well that's
I swear by it.
That's actually in the apps over here. So I was a little not upset, but I didn't like how far it is to get to Netflix over here.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's all in the quick play, right?
Yeah, thankfully it's in the quick play, because you got to go all the way over here, and it's like, ugh, there they are, and there's that for you. But yeah, if you use it all the time, it's right there.
Or if you had your Kinect connected, you could just say apps.
That's true.
Yeah. Do you guys? So what's going on with the Kinect features? I know they.
Well, they're integrating a lot of voice search into it, so that's why that Bing tab is there. So you could go in there, and if you had a Kinect, you could you could go in with just a controller and search, basically just typing things in like normally. But with the Kinect, there's a lot of voice search features added to the dashboard. So if you said Bing Batman, it would
pull up everything that pertains to Batman, entertainment, games,
Batman,
the games, the
TV.
movies, the TV shows, and then it would pull up this menu right here, and you could then go dig deeper into that and see what you wanted to look at.
Yeah, so this Bing search thing is new, and that you just put Batman in, it's going to bring you everything that's on the Xbox, whether it's movies, TV, game, content, it's all here. You can specify, drill down to getting something more specific if you want, like movies. Well, that's probably going to be fixed. This is just preview code. But,
it's almost ready for prime time.
Yeah, I do like how you can search here. You can put in the letter and it starts coming up automatically. So that's the search. And then one last thing we should probably show you.
But the thing I'm most curious about out of everything.
Yeah, this is going to be really helpful. All the way back hidden here in the systems, under storage. There it is, cloud, saved games.
Yes.
So I will no longer have to put not only my saved games, but my gamer tag on a memory stick and, cart it back and forth between the office and home and lose it and have to recover my tag all the time. I can just save it onto the cloud, and it's there all the time. It's going to make our lives at working at GamesRadar a lot easier.
No more 15-minute downloads either.
Yeah.
And it'll definitely make you're going over to your friend's house to play some games, just some co-op offline. It's going to make it a lot easier too.
And when we talked to Microsoft, they said they weren't going to confirm exactly how much space they give. It says 511 megabytes right here, and when we saw it earlier in the week with Microsoft, it said 511 megabytes there as well. So it seems to me like that's what it's going to start as, but maybe it'll grow over time.
Yeah, they were just basically saying that everything that you would want to put on there would be able to fit.
That makes sense. I mean, honestly,
so you don't need that much.
I mean, even with 6 years of having my Xbox 360, there's a very finite amount of games that I'm going to want to put on the cloud and take over to somebody else's place. So 500 megs, in my opinion, for what I would want to do is pretty generous. But yeah, that was one of the features, because I'm one of those guys, I like the nitpicking stuff in these dashboard updates. Whatever new features come with the console, that's a really good one. That's the one I'll probably end up using the most.
So that's pretty much all we wanted to show you. That's the new dashboard update. I know it'll be controversial, but as with all these changes, you just have to give it time and you'll get used to it. So now you've got a little bit more time to get used to it if you watch this before it comes on Tuesday, December 6th. We didn't get a chance to talk about the UFC apps, as well as new apps coming out like HBO Go and Comcast and Verizon. Those are all coming later. UFC is coming December 20th. The rest are going to come out. Microsoft will roll them out over time, and we'll cover them as they come out. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks a lot for watching.